Harry!
I protest!
Harry, you put your name in a goblet of fire.
No, sir.
Welcome to WatchMojoUK, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 insanely offensive things from Harry Potter you totally forgot about.
Come, Dobby. We're leaving.
For this list, we're looking at all the things in the Harry Potter books and films you've tried to erase from your memory. Let us know in the comments which of these issues you think are unforgivable. Number 10. World War II.
It is said that I hate les noms magiques. The muggles. The no-mage. The count spells. I do not hate them.
In a bizarre turn of events, Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald appeared to take a very odd stance on the Nazis. Voldemort's Death Eaters were an analogy for Nazism, and so too is the Dark Wizard Gellert Grindelwald. So what's Grindelwald's evil Nazi-ish plan?
I say the muggles are not lesser, but other. Not worthless, but of other value.
Well, he wants to wipe out all the Muggles, apparently after having a vision of the Second World War. Specifically, the Holocaust and the atomic bomb. So Grindelwald's trying to eradicate all the Muggles because he wants to stop the Holocaust from happening, which means that in a roundabout way, Newt Scamander and his gang of misfits are trying to ensure the war and its atrocities do occur. Number 9. Snape. All the way up until his death, Severus Snape was more of an antagonist to Harry than Voldemort, simply because he was always there with him at Hogwarts.
You have your mother's eyes.
Snape is always lingering and treating the children he teaches with utter contempt. But then we find out that the reason he doesn't like Harry is that he was obsessively in love with his mother, despite being a magical racist to her, and hates Harry for his resemblance to his father.
She's jealous. She's ordinary and you're special.
That's mean, Severus.
Does that mean he's forgiven? Well, some people think so. But don't forget, Snape did call Lily slurs when she was alive, and as an adult, bullied Hermione for her teeth, and was relentlessly nasty to Neville for no reason.
If you truly loved her, no one can know.
Number 8. Non-white characters.
Hi, Harry.
There are almost no non-white characters in the original Harry Potter books. In fact, there's just Dean Thomas, Kingsley Shacklebolt, Zabini, the Patil twins, and Cho Chang. Hogwarts pulls children from the entire UK, an extremely diverse country, and yet nearly all the characters we meet are white. And much has been made of the name of the only East Asian character in the original series, Cho Chang.
Sorry, I didn't catch that.
I was just wondering if maybe you wanted to go to the ball with me.
Played by Scottish actress Katie Lung in the films, Cho is canonically Chinese, and yet her name is two surnames stuck together rather than an actual Chinese name.
You're a really good teacher, Harry. I've never been able to stun anything before.
Worse, Rowling later added another Asian character, Voldemort's snake, Nagini, who was apparently an enslaved Korean circus performer the entire time. Number 7. Alcoholism. There are two prominent characters who struggle with alcohol abuse in Harry Potter, Professor Trelawney and Winky, Barty Crouch's former house elf.
Could you please predict something for me? I'm sorry?
Trelawney's drinking is cut from the movies, while the entire character of Winky was removed. In both cases, alcoholism is played for laughs.
No, wait, no, I think I do see something, yes. I do something dark. You are in grave danger. Lovely.
Winky's depression and substance abuse is a side effect of her being freed, a warning on the dangers of freeing house elves from servitude. Trelawney's alcoholism, on the other hand, is used to make her deeply unsympathetic and worthy of mockery.
Something you'd like to say, dear?
And indeed, Hermione does mock her, repeatedly, and is glad to see Umbridge sack her in the books. Number 6. What happens to Umbridge? Within the Harry Potter fandom, Dolores Umbridge is generally a more despised villain than even Voldemort. At the end of the Order of the Phoenix, Umbridge is led into the Forbidden Forest, where her bigotry against magical creatures comes back to bite her.
Lower your weapons. I warn you, under the law, as creatures of near human intelligence. How dare you, filthy half-breed!
She's dragged away by a gang of centaurs, and when she's next seen, she's been brutalized and bears a lot of trauma. In mythology, centaurs are known to sexually assault women, something Rowling was almost definitely aware of. The implication here is arguably that Umbridge is assaulted by all of them.
Do something! Tell them I mean no harm!
I'm sorry, Professor. I must not tell lies.
What are you doing? I am Senior Under-Secretary Dolores Jane Umbridge! Let me go!
Does anybody really deserve that? Even Umbridge? And in a children's novel, of all places. Number 5. Fat phobia.
Wake up, cousin! We're going to the zoo!
J.K. Rowling has defended herself over this time and time again, saying that there are many characters in her works that she'd describe as plump who aren't demonized. But she still uses weight and other bodily differences as code for characters being villains. Dudley Dursley, in particular, is repeatedly referred to as being as big as a whale, with piggy eyes, while Vernon is beefy, and Umbridge is described as looking like a toad.
Good of my brother to keep you. He'd have been straight into an orphanage if he'd been dumped on my doorstep, Vernon.
There's not really any reason for Rowling to use characters being overweight or unattractive as a code for them being evil and villainous. It's just plain rude. Since when are real-life overweight people all horrible, twisted bullies? Number 4. The Squibs. Common in fiction is the creation of a fictional race or type of person to stand in for a group in real life, as a way to examine the oppression those groups might face.
Mrs. Fig.
Don't put away your wand, Harry. They might come back.
Enter Harry Potter's Squibs. Magical-born humans who have little to no magical ability themselves, an allegory for disability. But rather than explore this in an interesting way, there are only 2 real Squib characters in Harry Potter: Filch, the caretaker, and Mrs. Fig. Though Mrs. Fig proves herself to be an ally to Harry, he still doesn't like her.
Did mentors a little whinging? Whatever next? The whole world's gone topsy-turvy.
I don't understand. How do you know about...
Dumbledore asked me to keep an eye on you.
Filch, meanwhile, is regularly treated as being subhuman. The Squibs are treated with no real compassion and aren't allowed to be fully rounded or interesting characters.
Mrs. Norris? You've murdered my cat.
Number 3. The werewolf metaphor. Rowling has no real LGBT+ characters in Harry Potter, and the only canonical line confirming Dumbledore's queerness in the third Fantastic Beasts film was conveniently able to be cut for certain overseas markets. But it does have a handful of werewolves, and Rowling has said that she intended the werewolves to be an allegory for HIV or AIDS sufferers. Maybe that would have been all well and good if we only had the character of Remus Lupin, who does face stigma for his condition. Unfortunately though, we also have Fenrir Greyback, a werewolf who loves his condition, and who goes around attacking and forcibly infecting children. That's not a good look when gay men in real life are already stereotyped as being dangerous predators.
Professor? Professor Lupin.
Number 2. Anti-Semitism.
Well, there's your money, Harry. Gringotts, the Wizard Bank. Take no safer place.
This huge problem has been pointed out for decades. Goblins in fantasy are often used as thinly veiled caricatures of Jewish people.
Hagrid? What exactly are these things?
They're goblins, Harry. Clever as they come, goblins, but not the most friendly of beasts.
In Harry Potter, they're the strange magical race obsessed with money who control all the banks and who are always untrustworthy. So Rowling didn't exactly buck the trend there. It's so blatant that in the film of Philosopher's Stone, you can see an enormous 6-pointed star on the floor of Gringotts. Whose idea was that? This has gotten worse with the release of Hogwarts Legacy, in which the marginalized goblins are now the villains responsible for kidnapping wizard children. Note that Jewish communities have also been accused of kidnapping and harming Gentile children in the past.
Mr. Harry Potter wishes to make a withdrawal.
And does Mr. Harry Potter have his key?
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
Number 1. Slavery.
Harry Potter. Such an honor it is.
In Chamber of Secrets, we are introduced to the enslaved house elves. The entire magical world runs off their labour, including Hogwarts.
Not to be rude or anything, but this isn't a great time for me to have a house elf in my bedroom.
But while Dobby enjoys his freedom, when Hermione later takes up the cause of abolishing magical slavery, she's portrayed as being annoying because, as Ron points out repeatedly, the house elves like being slaves.
Master has given Dobby a sock.
What? I didn't...
Master has presented Dobby with clothes. Dobby is free.
Even more shocking, Grimmauld Place's walls are decorated with the stuffed heads of dead elf slaves, which are apparently enchanted so that they can't be removed. They are then used as makeshift Christmas decorations. And at the end of Harry Potter, the elves remain enslaved, including Harry's personal slave, Kreacher.
You've been spying on us, have you?
Kreacher has been watching.
Harry gives Kreacher Regulus's locket, but that doesn't count as clothing.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojoUK and subscribe for more great content.